Hello and welcome back to Ashley Main Makes, and today we are doing another Big 4 pattern haul. So this wasn't clickbait. This may or may not be my last Big 4 pattern haul. I am currently in the process of moving back to my home country of Canada, and I'm probably already there as you're seeing this. I'm pretty backlogged at this point. But this is the last video that I will be filming in this space, and because I'm moving back to Canada, I will be far, far away from the $1.99 Joann's pattern sales, so I will be certainly a lot more picky, I guess, about any Big 4 patterns that I pick up going forward. Also, Simplicity is not available in Canada, so we definitely might have some online orders or something like that. I don't quite know what we're going to do yet. I do have a lot of patterns, as you can see behind me. So let me know what you want to do. But with all that being said, let's get into the few I did pick up. It is sort of a random assortment today, but I thought I would share them with you since you guys seemed to really enjoy this last time. So let's get into it. All right. So the first one up is McCall's 8387. Which is basically a baby doll empire waisted kind of top with a bunch of sleeve options. So there's this one with sort of a pleated sleeve head, there's a puff sleeve, and then there's this sort of combo sleeve. When I first saw this, it was definitely giving me like 10 Things I Hate About You core vibes. For some reason, I think it's just like we're trying to go with this whole like vaguely historical but also 90s vibe. I did talk about this one in my collections review when they had the newer collections out on the website, so I will leave that up above. I did talk about this pattern, so I did decide to pick it up after all. But the main thing that I talked about with this pattern in the video was the suggested fabrics are brocade, cotton, blends, poplin, and taffeta. It also has a lining, so it is really thick. And so they are meaning for it to stick out like this, and I presumably have that sort of historic vibe. I think for myself personally, if I was to make it, I would probably make it out of something with a bit more drape. Maybe something with a little bit of rayon in it or something like that, just to kind of make this flared out bottom a little bit more flattering. The other thing you could do with this is, again, go with that historic idea and make yourself sort of a Bridgerton outfit. And I think that would be very cute, like a Bridgerton dress, even like a short little baby doll-ish Bridgerton dress. And I think that would be really cute. That's probably more what I'm going to do with this. I did wear a lot of these tops when I was younger, so it does sort of appeal to me on that aspect. But yeah, the other reason I picked it up is because it does have cup sizes. So this one does go up to a double D cup, which isn't quite big enough for me, but it's still a heck of a lot closer than the standard Big 4B cup. So I thought I would go ahead and pick it up. I do think it is kind of cute, and I think you could do a lot of things with it. Regardless of this model photo being kind of sad, I feel like they should have leaned into it one way or another, like with this stiff fabric, either make it in a brocade and really like up the historic vibe, or I don't know, do something with it. But I think the lines are better on it, so that's why I picked it up. Hopefully it's kind of cute when I go to make it. The next up is also sort of TV inspired. So this is McCall's 8332, and you're gonna say, Ashley, this is like a uniform pattern. And I'm going to say yes, but my fiance and I have been watching a lot of the new show Julia, and we've been really, really enjoying it. And so I've been kind of digging back into the Julia Child lore, if you will. And because she was professionally trained, she does wear an apron very, very similar to this. Hers is quite a bit shorter, but basically the same. So I thought it might be really fun to make myself a Julia Child type apron, and that was the whole reason I bought this pattern, not really for anything else. I am still on the quest for my perfect apron, so if you have any apron suggestions of ones I should make, do let me know. I know there's 1,000 apron patterns out there, but I just haven't found anything that's like comfortable, easy to put on, that like works for me. But yeah, I thought it might be kind of fun to have like a Julia Child style one, so that's why I picked this up. And see, that's the thing about these being $1.99 is like I can just be like, yeah, I'll just pick this up for the apron in here and it's not a big deal. I think I might have thought twice if I was like ordering them, but you know. Next up, I have a couple from this gal called Madeline, which is one of the newer pattern designers for Simplicity. She primarily does lingerie, and I've picked up a couple of these, although I haven't made any of them yet, mostly because they intimidate the heck out of me. I haven't ever made any lingerie before, so feel free to give me all your tips down below. But I have really been intrigued by them. It's really nice to see some of these patterns coming in my size. And I did pick up like one of the slip patterns in my last Big Four pattern haul, so I'll leave that up above. But I was really excited to see this one, not really for this teddy, but more actually for the robe that's included in these patterns. It is sort of like a generalized sort of oversized robe, and you'd think like, what's the big deal about that? But the really cool thing about this pattern is it comes in the full size range. So it comes in an extra small all the way up to a 5X, which is a 29.5-inch bust all the way to a 60-inch bust. So an absolutely gigantic size range on this. And I think the cool thing about that is you could use it for, you know, like a girls' weekend or a bridal party or something like that. And, you know, you could have all your different friends of all their various sizes, and you could make a robe up for all of them, and it would fit them all, and they would all be included. And I think that is really cool and really awesome. So I don't know if that was like quite what she was intending with this, but I do really love that idea. And so I thought I would show this to you guys and pick it up for myself, because it's always nice to see stuff like this, you know, like it's the kind of basic stuff that we're always lacking in plus sizes, and I always talk about. So yeah, so it's been really nice to see these sort of like staple patterns coming into print. The next one I picked up from her is her newest one, I think. This is Simplicity 9850. And this one is actually like basically like a bra top with either a dress or pants, like a dress or a romper. And I did really like this one quite a lot. I had talked about this last time with the Aronica pattern, that I was thinking about making a dress similar to this or using it as like an understructure. And here it is as a dress. And again, the cool thing about this one is the size range and the cup size range. So this one goes up to a J cup, which for me is fantastic. That hopefully will mean for me that I don't have to make that many adjustments, which would really help me out considering I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to bra making. So that's really awesome. I thought it might be fun to make, like, do something with overlays on this dress too. I think I might feel a little bare with it just as the bra top, but I think if I did some sort of like, you know, you could do some like overlays and some sleeves, I think it could be a really cool base pattern for a lot of things. Again, it's nice to see this level of detail in something that goes up into plus size. So really excited for this. Again, has that like video tutorial on the bottom. I'm also really intrigued about trying to make some long line bras. I do really like long line bras, but I haven't been able to find that many that work for me. And so this is something I would maybe like to work on. I don't know if it's in like my goals for this year, but I'm definitely trying to work up to it. I think I might want to try and maybe do a long line bralette first. So if you have any suggestions for that, please do let me know. I'm all ears. It would really help me out, actually, because I just think that would be so nice for the summertime, just to have like a nice long line bralette and not have to wear the full like engineered phenomenon in the summertime. So let me know. Speaking of engineered, so the next few I have are from my fiance Adam, so I'll leave some timestamps down below if these aren't of interest to you. But the first one I have up is from Knowme Me Patterns, and like this is Knowme by Mimi G. This is Mimi G's new line of patterns for the Big Four. They seem to be related to McCall's in some capacity, so if you are looking for them on a $1.99 sale, they usually are on sale the same weekend as McCall's. But anyway, this is Donnie Q. This is a new designer of theirs. He seems to be doing a lot of like outdoor wear stuff, which is kind of cool. My fiance really loves a lot of the stuff from this place called Duluth here in the United States. And they do sort of like, I don't know what you would call it. Like it's like outdoor kind of workwear inspired stuff. And so everything has gussets in it, like everything, the pants, under the arms, it's like all meant so that you can like move, and it's all like flat felled seams and top stitched. What I was really excited for this pattern is this pattern has that same sort of like arm bending gusset structure, it seems like, as those patterns. And so I was excited to pick this one up and try it. I don't know if I love the back vent. It's got sort of this big back vent on it where you put mesh underneath that's allowed it to be more cooling. I don't know how that would be like for long-term wear, but I do really like the idea of the gussets in here. I don't know how I determined it had gussets. Did I pick up the wrong pattern? Hopefully I didn't pick up the wrong pattern. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, we didn't pick up the wrong pattern. We have the right pattern here. Yoke, backlining, and gussets. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this was the shirt with the gussets. Minor freak out that I picked out the wrong pattern. So yeah, so I was very excited about that. I was excited about trying it and maybe using it as a base pattern for him. I find there's not as many like formal things, and he definitely always needs more shirts in sort of that casual, like you could wear them out to barbecue or like out to like a semi, like, you know, a okay restaurant. So I think it's cool. It's got those gussets in it, so I think he'll really enjoy it. He might even enjoy that back vent. He's always hot. So anyway, I thought this would be a cool one to pick up for him. Might be a good base pattern to give a try. Next up, I have a couple from Norris. So this one I picked up a while ago. This one I picked up before I picked up the Donnie Q one. And I did really like this one. I did like really the shape of the collar and sort of this top part. It is sort of like giving 70s vibes, which I really enjoy. I do want to try and make him like some Hawaiian shirts down the road. So I think this would be a really good basis for that, because it's got like a long sleeve and a short sleeve, so we could kind of mix it up. It's got a pair of shorts with it. Might be fun to make him sort of a Hawaiian set. Not the hot pink, we're not doing that, and like just the styling, but I think it could be a good base pattern. It is like more of that, like it isn't as fitted, so I think that'll work really well for that. So, and I really like this sort of more like wide retro collar. In that sort of same vein, he's got another one out. This is the, which one is this? This is 2035. So this is another one I picked up a while ago. This one I mostly picked up for the polo shirt. He wears those to work all the time, like basically every day. So, you know, now that we're moving away from the US and clothing is a little bit more expensive in Canada, it might be worth trying to figure out how to do that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I feel like spending time on that. But I don't know about the flared pants on him and his body shape, but the top of them is really nice. I think it might be good to actually straighten them out. See, it's funny. I'm the flare girl. I love flares on all my pants. If I could make them all flare, I would. But I think for him, I don't know if that's necessarily like the vibe with his body, but I do really like the top of them, kind of the like how smooth that is, and the back wall pockets and everything. And I think the polo is the most useful thing in here. Again, all right, so sorry about the little bit of a lighting change. My battery died, but I did have to share this last pattern with you because it is my friend Gwen's new pattern with Knowme patterns. So this is ME2066, which is her newest pattern with Knowme by Mimi G. Again, these come out with the McCall stuff, so if you're looking to get it on sale. But I thought I would share it with you guys because Gwen is my friend in real life. She is out of Austin here, and she does put a lot of hard work into these patterns. I will caveat with saying this one doesn't go quite into plus size as much as I would like. It goes one size larger than the standard, so it goes up to a 24, which in this case is a 30.5-inch bust to a 46-inch bust. So decent, but doesn't come quite up to me. So this is one of the few occasions I might make an exception. If you guys wanted to see a kind of grading up a couple sizes tutorial, I'd be glad to do that for you guys if you wanted to see me make this one. But mostly I was just really excited for Gwen. I got to see a bunch of sneak peeks with this, and I just think it's really cool for it to come all together. And of course I'm going to support her. She does have a bunch of fun accessory patterns coming out too with her own line. So I'm sure I'll be posting a lot of those on Instagram when they get closer to coming out that I've been kind of discussing with her. So yeah, do go follow me over there if you don't already, and I'll see if I'll post them over here.
Also, I am so late in recording this that Gwen's new Knowme pattern is already out. ME2078, this adorable little sailor top, so go have a look.
So I know this was a bit of a random haul today. This was a bunch of really random patterns from my last haul from Joann's. So do let me know down below which was your favorite out of the ones that I picked up today. Which ones are you most interested in seeing me make? And that really helps me, informs me on like what kinds of content you guys like to see here on the channel. And while you're down there, please hit that like and subscribe and make sure the bell is dinged, because that way you'll get notified next time I post a video, because things are going to be a little random here for a while. I'm going to do my best, but moving to another country is very chaotic. So I would appreciate all your support on that front. And I will see you on the next one in a brand new space. Bye, guys.